What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of This Hits Different, hosted by yours truly, Riley Nelson. You guys, CMA Fest was this weekend, and it was literally so much fun. It was so incredible. So my friends and I gone to Spotify House, which for those of you who don't know, Spotify House this year was hosted at Ole Red, and basically Spotify buys out the bar for the weekend, and they bring in talent, and it's always like bigger names. We saw John Party, we saw Old Dominion, we saw Danielle Bradbury, Brothers Osborne, Lady Antebellum. I'm sure there were more. I can't think of the rest. Oh, they had Eric Church, but we were, no, not Eric Church. They had Brad Paisley. But we were stupid and decided to leave right before he went on. Why? I don't know. It was really dumb. But anyways, we had a lot of fun. My voice is a little fried, but we were able to secure some VIP passes from some friends who were working the event, and we just had so much fun. We got to go up into the VIP area and meet a bunch of people and connect, and it kind of just gave us access to every floor at Ole Red, and it really was just such a fun time. Danielle Bradbury, dude, she is so incredible. Like, she freaking killed it. I had been a fan of hers for a while, but getting to watch her perform at CMA this weekend was just so incredible. Y'all should definitely go check her out. She was so nice. She came up to VIP after she performed, so I got to talk with her for a minute, and she was so kind, and she's so talented, and y'all should check her out. So this weekend we got a little too drunk this weekend, if you will. Me and my friends were just hammering back drinks literally all day, and it was so funny because my friend Kate brought out her camera, and it's like one of those old, like flash, it's like a digital camera from like early, late 2000s. And, we brought that out with us, and we were just snapping pictures literally all night. And I'm going to go ahead and include some pictures in here since I'm not doing video today. If you're watching online on Spotify or YouTube, you can see the pictures, and some of these pictures were so funny. The next morning, we were all sitting on the couch, and we connected the camera to AirPlay, and we just sat there all morning laughing and just completely cackling at the photos that were caught on this camera. I mean, seriously, it was so funny. But I'm trying to think of like some funny stories. But basically, we finessed our way in. We went in through like the shortest line. And whenever we got in, my friend was like, hey, I can get y'all 2 passes. Mind you, there's 4 of us. So we're like, okay, we'll take 2 and like we'll make it work. We'll like kind of like just figure it out, I guess. And so we get 2 of the passes, and one of my friend that was working, her friends walked by, and he was like, oh, do you need more passes? And she was like, yeah, I just need 2 more. And he was like, oh, I got you. And literally gave her 2 more VIP passes. So all of us were able to get in, and it was so much fun. We like stayed over there for a little bit, and then we went up to the rooftop at the Lookout, and some more of our friends came and met us up there, and a lot of industry people were there, and it was really nice, like getting to talk with people, a lot of up and coming artists. This is when I was doing my my networking for the podcast. I was running around and talking to everyone, introducing myself to artists, trying to see if I can get them booked on the show. So look out for that. But we just had like a really fun time. We were just up there at the Lookout, just hammering back drink after drink after drink. And ultimately, everyone overindulged quite a bit. But we had a good time. and it was so much fun. So then all day Saturday, we were hurting. And we just decided that we were going to like watch Game of Thrones all day. So we laid in bed for a bit, and then we were like, okay, it'd be so dumb of us not to go. We have these VIP passes. They last all weekend. Like, it'd be so stupid of us to have these and not use them. So around like 4 o'clock, we got ourselves up, got ourselves ready, and we went back to CMA and we went back to Spotify House. And it was just so much fun. Like, I love overall, like, it was just a really, really fun time. It was a good bonding moment with my friends and I, and we just literally had the time of our lives. So if you're ever in Nashville for CMA, like, it's so much fun. There's so many free shows. If you love music and you love country music, this is the place to be. Go to CMA Fest. You don't even need to buy tickets for the main event because all the other side stages are just as good, and they're all artists that are coming up and whatnot. Kelsey Ballerini played Thursday night, and me and my friends were kicking ourselves because we were going to go on Thursday night, and we decided not to, and she ended up being the surprise guest, and we're really bummed that we missed out on that. But I got to meet a lot of people from The Bachelor, which was really cool. I met Jason Tarnick and Victoria Fuller and Christina Mandrell. And all of them were so kind. I like could not get enough of them. They were so nice. They were giving me advice. They were talking with me. And so if for any reason they're listening, hello guys. And thanks for being so kind. It really goes a long way. And I look up to all of them so much, especially Jason, since him and Caitlin both do podcasts. And, you know, I would love to have a mentor and connect with other people in Nashville. Oh, I also met Shannon, aka Probably Shannon, and she has a podcast called Probably a Podcast. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you know exactly what that podcast is. But Shannon is also a Nashville podcaster, and so I'm really just trying to get my in with the other podcasters in town. Like, I want to create a group of people, network with people who are doing the same thing as me, and like work together and collaborate. But right now it's just hard because I'm literally a nobody. Go ahead and help me change that. Please share this podcast. Please tell your friends. Please go interact with me on social media. You can find me on TikTok at Riley Nelson 13, on Instagram at Riley Nelson 18, and you can find the podcast on Instagram at This Hits Different Podcast. So let's go ahead and jump into my interview with Sam Erin. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment that we have all been waiting for. I am joined here today with the one, the only Sam Erin. Hello and welcome
Hey,
to This Hits Different.
hey, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you here. So, Sam just told me that this is her first ever podcast. So, we are taking her podcast virginity. It's so exciting.
Woo-hoo. Finally, it's about time.
I know, right? So, let's go ahead and jump in from the beginning. When did you start doing music?
I started doing music as soon as I could talk, really. I grew up in a really musically inclined family. My parents are both singers, musicians. My siblings sing, so it was just kind of expected that I sing too.
Yeah, so you have like a little family
So,
band going on, huh?
yeah, we did. We'd even traveled and everything. Like we had a bus and we traveled
What?
and sang. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Oh my God. Wait, that's so precious. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
did y'all like go y'all like toured and like y'all would go like
Mhm.
perform in different cities?
Yes. So my dad is a producer and he did all of our CDs and all of our recordings and stuff like that. And we just decided, we all like decided as a family that we wanted to sing, we wanted to travel. My dad was like, heck yeah, let's do it. He bought a bus and we toured for a while on a bus. And then the
And y'all
bus
toured as a
eventually, it was like,
family?
yeah,
And y'all did y'all
yeah.
write songs together and perform those?
Uh, Essentially, yes, but we did a lot of covers and stuff like that because it was like a Southern gospel band.
Oh my God.
So
Wait, that is actually so badass. I did not know this.
I know I love it. I love surprising people with that because like you don't hear a lot of that. At least I haven't with anybody I've met in Nashville. So I was really lucky to grow up in a musical family and like getting to travel and sing with them, like it was awesome and such a good experience.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, music has always just been a part of you. At
Yeah.
what point did you realize that you wanted to pursue this as a career?
Oh gosh, I want to say middle school. I've known for a really long time, and I haven't always been the most um like I haven't always been the best at singing, so to say, but like I loved it so much that I worked really hard on it, and I was very adamant about being great, and like so I did, and I remember right around like I want to say seventh grade. I think it was when High School Musical came out. Like I was like, I am gonna start singing these songs. So I sang like with Troy and Gabriella and Sharpay, all those songs just to try and like perfect my craft.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
that. You're
Yeah.
so lucky that your dad's a producer. Does he produce your
Mhm.
music?
No, he's done a few things for me, but my music now I'm working with different producers here in Nashville. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
he helped
Yeah.
me kind of figure out, how to talk to producers and how to verbalize what I'm wanting with music and whatnot, like my sound and stuff like that. He helped me learn a
Yeah.
lot.
And craft that. I can
Yeah.
imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
that is producers are very expensive. So it's so
Yeah.
nice that you have one in the family.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely very helpful.
Yeah, my dad's a graphic designer, so I got lucky because he does all of my graphics for
Oh wow,
everything.
yeah.
And like he made my website and things that I just don't have money to spend on. So like I'm
Yeah.
like, thank God you're a graphic designer. You can help me. Like, and he's same thing. He's like kind of helped like me hone in on it. And
Hmm.
he's been so proud because I revamped my podcast and I'm working on the graphics and making everything better and like constantly elevating them. But like you can just see like my progression from like even just like when I first
The
launched
start
this
of it.
podcast, like I just created a quick graphic for myself and like whatnot. But then for the second season, once it was like a little more serious during Christmas break, him and I sat down and we worked um on my cover art that if you're listening right now and you go look on Apple or Spotify, if you're not watching the video, um, the cover art is what me and my dad created. And I had come up with all the branding and everything for
Hmm.
myself, but he helped me like pull it all together and make it look like unified and professional.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so you can find so many people here in Nashville like do different things like that. And it's definitely nice to have someone who you're close with and like you trust and like who knows you
Absolutely.
to be able to like see that and or see your vision and create something so beautiful.
Absolutely.
I actually so not just my dad does, helps me with like the music knowledge and like producing knowledge in this industry, but like my boyfriend does my graphics as well because he's also in design. He went to Belmont and did graphic design and art
Oh, really? I didn't
and
know
like
that.
yeah, videography. He does all video and like stuff like that. So
Oh my
I got
gosh, that's
lucky there too.
yeah, you really built out a solid team here.
I got it. Yeah, for sure.
Going from, deciding for it to be a career, you're originally from Florida. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And when
originally
did
from
you move
Florida.
to Nashville and what made you take that jump?
I moved to Nashville, let's say it's November, or sorry, October, end of October of 2021.
Hmm.
So, a year and a half, I think. That
Okay.
makes, yeah, yeah, over a year and a half. I moved to Nashville because I had just kind of ended a phase of my life in Florida, out of a relationship and needed a change of scenery. And I've always wanted to move to Nashville. Always wanted to pursue music in a more serious light. My family had moved up to Tennessee previously. They had property up here. It's like 2 hours
Yeah.
west, like towards Memphis.
Yeah.
I was ending a phase of my life, out of a relationship, just kind of was not going anywhere with the job that I had. And um, I was always wanting to move to Nashville. Like I said, I had family that had moved up here previously, so I was more comfortable doing that jump. And I also moved here with my best friend since first grade. We'd been friends for so long, and she was moving from Atlanta. She kind of was going through
Yeah.
a similar thing in life, and we both were like, we have a support system within each other, and it would be more comfortable for us to be there together and kind of
Yeah.
go through the motions. So yeah, it was really fast. Like,
Yeah.
we talked in August, moved in October, and it was just, it's been great ever since.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
actually met in the hot tub at our old
Yes.
apartment.
Yes. That was amazing. What a great night.
That was so funny. Like
It
me
was
and
so
my friend
fun.
were just sitting out there and we met you and your roommate. And your roommate is actually a alum of the podcast. If you remember back
Yes.
in the early days, I had on Kesley Boo and she has been on this show before. So shameless
Hmm.
plug to her. But yeah, no, we like literally met in
Love
the
it.
hot tub at our old apartment. It was so random and it was so
Yeah,
funny. But then we were like, oh my God, these girls are so cool. We were like, we're looking for friends. Like, you want to go out this weekend? And we literally did.
we did. We had such a good time. I love that. That's what I love about this city is like, can create relationships and friendships anywhere you go and like connect on something. I love it. I'm from a small town in Florida, so it's like you don't do that often. It's like,
Yeah.
people from like going to a small school, and like you kind of grow up with each other and you kind of know the same people. It's not like you just go down to your apartment hot tub and just meet two new friends and
Yeah.
essentially.
Today, we are here to talk about your latest release. It's called Good Time. Can you tell me a little bit about the
Yeah.
song?
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so fun. Good Time is about there being not no good time to end a relationship. That's essentially what the song is about.
Mm-hmm.
And how there's always going to be something coming up that it makes it inconvenient for a breakup, or even like not just in relation like a romantic relationship in general. It can be with any relationship that you have, a friendship. There's just never a really good time to like end something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was something I was feeling at the time, and I was stuck in a situation for a long time, and I kept giving excuses and reasons why I shouldn't end it, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just kind of where I was at, and that's what the song is. There's no good time to break up is
Yeah.
the tagline for that. So
I love that. I love the
yeah.
concept of this song of like, yes, there's no good time to break up. But then I love like in the verse, you're talking about like, oh, well, we could do it over the holidays, but then it's Christmas. And then all of a sudden it's New Year's. And then
Mhm.
you break up over New Year's. And then, or if you break up over New Year's, then it's Valentine's Day. Like there's like no good time to
Yeah.
break someone's heart, essentially.
Yeah.
Like you
There's
just kind of
always
have to do it.
Yeah, there's always going to be excuses, like can't do it around the holidays because you don't want them or don't want to be upset or alone during the holidays. And then like New Year's, like who am I going to be with on New Year's? Who am I going to get a kiss on New Year's or whatever? And then you have Valentine's Day, and that's like a couple's thing, like you said. And then, there's birthdays, and then you have weddings to go to in the summer, and like who's going to be your date? Like there's always going to be things that like would be more appropriate with a significant other, or just like you obviously don't want to hurt them, or it be an inconvenience for either of you. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's so relatable.
No, it really is. And
Yeah.
um I love the way that you did this song and like the way that it's structured and how it's like kind of doing that like storytelling and
Mhm.
you're building up and then you talk about all the different potential ways of doing it and like there's just
Mhm.
no good time and breakups and relationships can be so hard and so complicated and
Yeah.
so deep and I feel like it's something that everyone can relate to. And like you said,
Yeah.
even if it's not a dating relationship, it's a friend relationship and I
Yeah.
I mean, I was whenever we met, like I was going through a massive friend relationship breakup. And
Hmm.
it was so hard, but I look at it now and like I was like relating to the song about that. Like I remember with this former friend of mine, I had been wanting to get her out of my life for years, but I didn't know
Yeah.
how. There was no good time for me to do it. And now that I look back at the way things ended, I always think about how there would have been no good way for her and I to end
No.
our friendship. It would have
Yeah.
never ever gone peacefully. Like now that I look about it, and I've been in therapy because of it. Like now that I've talked with my therapist, like I
Yeah.
realized there was literally no good time for that to happen. Like what was going to happen regardless, whether or not I slowly pulled away or I don't
Hmm.
know, but it was very hard with us because we had like businesses intertwined.
Yep.
We had rent and we
Yeah.
lived together. Like it was so complicated. But finally, once I just took that leap, and we did
Hmm.
have a major, major falling out, but finally, once I took that leap and like she got out of my life, like it- looking at it now, I'm like, I would have done it a million times over
Oh yeah.
because it just, my life became so much easier without this person.
It makes you like think, why haven't I done this sooner? Like, was going to be beneficial for me in the long run. And it's like, it's going to hurt, it's going to suck, and it's going to be a big change. But it's
Yeah,
like, it needs to happen. Like, it's not bringing anybody any good. Like, there's no benefit coming from staying in something that's toxic. And
absolutely.
it's like biting the bullet and doing it. There's never going to be a right time. It's never going to be a good time. It's never going to be easy. It's going to suck, but it
Mhm.
needs to happen,
Yeah.
just for the good of everybody involved. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like as you kind of said, like you got out of a toxic relationship, a bad relationship for you.
Hmm.
And it sounds now like you're in a pretty good relationship.
Yes.
How long have y'all
I
been
think
dating
so.
for?
Almost a year. Yeah, it'll be a year this
Okay.
summer. Yeah.
That's so exciting. And it sounds like
Yeah.
he's like a really big supporter for you.
Oh my
And
gosh. Absolutely. Sorry, I
it's
didn't mean
just
to
like,
interrupt you.
no, I was gonna say it just seems like it's super healthy. I mean, obviously, I
Hmm.
only see like what's on social media just because I've been so busy. I really wanted to come to your release party, but I'm in Houston,
Oh,
and as we can tell from the video,
I
I'm
know.
literally at my family house, and my sister is running around in the background.
I know, I
It's
know.
just the
It's okay.
chaos of it all.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, tell me a little bit about your relationship.
I love talking about him. It's great. He is actually from my hometown. We grew up together, so I've known him for a very long time. He moved up here 8 years ago, I believe. So he's been up here for a while, and then we reconnected last summer, and it just has been the best adventure and like the most eye-opening experience for me as far as relationships go, because I haven't been in a healthy, like, I uh, this healthy of a relationship, I don't think, um, in my experience of dating. And it made me realize like this is how relationships are supposed to be. These are how partnerships are supposed to be. Like we just really connect, and we are it's a maturity in a man that I haven't experienced from a partner's perspective, and so it's awesome. He's my best friend, and I have learned so much from him. He has taught me so much about living in Nashville and being a musician and going for it. He's inspired me so much just because of how passionate he is about his craft and how dedicated he is to doing the thing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right,
Yes.
he's doing it, I'm gonna do it, and he's pushing me and he's encouraging me. And I've never had that either.
Mhm.
I never had a partner like be so encouraging in the career that I wanna have as a musician, as a singer. So it's been awesome. He's been
Oh
great.
my God. I love that. I love that you're in
Yeah,
this new relationship.
I
You
know.
are in a new city. You're pursuing your passion. Like, it
Yeah,
seems like life is really just like falling into place right now for you.
it seems that way. Yeah. Yeah, I don't wanna. I need to knock on wood
I know,
somewhere.
right? No,
Yep.
actually, yeah. We don't want to jinx anything because I always do that. I'm like, oh my God, my life is going so great. And God's like, you
Just
just wait.
kidding. I know. God has a sense of humor sometimes, that's for
He
sure.
really does. And
Yeah.
when, for me at least, when it rains, it pours. I know that's like a popular saying, but like, no, for
No,
me,
it's
like when
so
bad
true.
things happen, everything else just crumbles. But we're just
Yeah,
making way for the new. We're making way for better things to
absolutely.
come. You have to shed off the old
Absolutely.
skin for the new.
Yep. Gotta shed. There's a lot of shedding that happens and has happened for me over the past few years. So it's like I was ready. I
Yeah.
was
Well,
ready for
that's so
this.
exciting that you're in this new
Yeah.
phase of life. Is this your first song that you've released?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my
Just
first
like,
song.
and your artist name is Sam Erin. Did you ever release like under your old name or former name or?
Yeah. So, like I said, I had my family, we sang and traveled, and I there were songs that we put out as a family that I was featured as like the main
Oh my
artist
God.
on.
Can we find them? You're like, please,
Oh
for the love of God,
no.
no.
Like I said, it's Southern gospel music, so it's a little bit more of an older demographic, but
I want to hear this so bad. I'm like, I need to
yeah.
hear this.
Yeah. I have a there's it's a secret.
Not anymore.
I know. Watch
You
it
heard it
just be
here
released.
first
Like
on This Hits
exactly.
Different.
Exactly. Yeah, there's been a multiple songs that we've put out that I've featured as the main artist on, and it was a great. I mean, I look back on it and I'm just like I'm so thankful for that experience. It taught me so much,
Yeah.
and like I said, doing it with my family was such a blessing. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was so cool to be able to gain that confidence, especially you like create a stage presence and your voice essentially um,
hmm And have a safe
with
space to
people,
do that.
yeah, with people you feel comfortable with and people like that are allowing you to just kind of develop um, as an individual. And it was safe and comfortable, and I will always be grateful for it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the lyrics that you put in the song and what they mean to you. Um, so I'm just want to ask you, do you have like a favorite line in the song or like what is your favorite part of the song that you're like, I cannot believe I did this?
Yeah. It's probably I feel like I'm lying when I say I love you too.
Mm,
That's a pretty hard and punchy lyric right there. But it would have to be my favorite, I think, because it's it's a true to the situation I was in. It's like I had love for this person, like I had love for them. But
hmm
it's different when like you want to be out of the situation and you are just kind of going through the motions of like you're in a relationship that's like kind of it's kind of dull and there's no like real emotion behind it. So it's like I love you too. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
not there's no like it's like I said, going through the motions of just saying I love you too. And I didn't want to do that anymore. So it was just that was one of the kickers for me is like when I started to feel that way, when I started to just feel like I was saying it just because and it wasn't really true to what I was feeling, I was like, yeah, that's the good time. That's the good time to break up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I love that this is like a breakup song. I love, I
yeah,
anything dating and relationships. I'm like, oh my God, that's so exciting. I love to talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Um, and obviously it sucks that you had to go through that, but it happened for a reason and
yeah,
now you're on the
absolutely.
up and up. And I'm so excited for you and what your future holds. Is there anything coming out in the near future that people can come see you, come find you, and all of that?
I don't have any shows right now on the calendar for this summer, but I do have more music coming out. So keep an eye out
We
for that.
love.
Yes, yes. I'm
Got
very
some songs
excited.
in production.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Always.
love
And
it.
we're writing and like like I said, I have a good community of people around me that are passionate and willing to write with me and like willing to work with me on different things and it's exciting. I'm very excited. I have like a fire lit under me now, so it's like just watch out.
Yeah. And it's always like getting that first song out, I feel like, because
Yeah.
it's so hard, like being an artist and like you write all this music and you're always like, it's never ready. It's never ready. And it's never gonna be
Oh yeah.
ready. Like
Oh yeah.
you just have to do it and put it out and then move on to the next and just keep getting better and better. But putting out
Yeah.
that first song takes a lot of guts because you want it to be so perfect and you never, it's just like never finished.
Oh yeah.
So,
I wrote Good Time in August of last year.
yeah.
So I was sat on it for such a long time just because This is my first single, and this is something that I was like really anxious about, just, putting that out there for everyone to see. Like, this is an
It's hard
emotional
being so
song. It's a
vulnerable too.
vulnerable, and it's like, it's a part of my history. And I do want to, as I want to share my story, it's also very intimidating. And, just as a solo artist too, I'm like, people gonna like me? Is it gonna be like something people resonate with? And at that point, I was just like, you know what? I don't care. Like, this is something I love. I'm really passionate about it. I'm really proud of it. Let's do it. And so, yeah, the people I have surrounding me are really encouraging. And they're like, we want to hear this. Like, put it out. It's amazing. Like, all this stuff. So it did take a little push, but now that it's
Yeah.
out there, and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like once you get that first one under your belt, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
now I can like go
Keep,
and like
let's do
keep
it.
releasing. But that
Yeah.
first release is so intimidating because you're just like, oh, like, what if this and what if that? And there's a million what ifs, but like you just have to do it. And I've learned that the best way to do something is like you just have to do it. Like
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, especially like being home, like who I was like talking with people who have like these really big dreams and aspirations, but they're too afraid to do them. And so
Hmm.
I just commend people who are willing to take that jump and take that leap and be brave enough. And maybe in the next few years they'll be brave enough to do it. But like was talking to this guy and he was just so it made me so sad because he was so passionate about music and like really wanted to do it, but he was like, well, I can't quit my job, like I had to do this,
Hmm.
it's the family company. And I'm like, not like screw the company, but like you need to do what's going to make you happy. And
Yeah.
you just got to like release, stop being so afraid of what other people are saying about you. And I mean, it's hard, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still struggle to this day, like what did people from high school think? And like, I haven't talked to those people in like 5 years. And I still am thinking, like, oh my God, they're talking shit. And I'm like, who cares? Let them
Yeah.
talk shit because in the
Let
next few
them.
years, they're going to be asking for tickets to my show.
I love it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's I something I definitely resonate with. It's just like, because like I said, I small town from a small town, everybody knows everybody, everybody talks, and like it's an intimidating thing to put yourself out there as an artist and put your whole life story basically online on social media, and like in the back of your mind, like what are those people from high school gonna think, or what are my friends
Yeah.
at home gonna think, or what are people gonna say? And it's like, I just can't care about that. I
Yeah.
care about people who are in my life now, and like I know that's all that matters.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Erin, thank you so much for coming on today. Where can people find you? Where can they listen to your music? This is your chance just to plug all of your things.
Yes. So I'm on all forms of social media.
We're doing great.
Yeah, so good. Instagram and Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. I'm launching a YouTube here in the next couple days. So that'll be something. I'm gonna plug that real quick. It's gonna be a fun mixture of like behind the scenes of making my music in the studio, and just fun videos put together like vlog style and just all that stuff. So I'm gonna be launching that, and then yeah, pretty much any form of social media I'm on. So
Yeah. And it's just at Sam Erin, correct?
yes, at Sam Erin. And then sorry, Sam Erin official is my Instagram.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
Got it.
Sam Erin is everywhere else on your music listening to.
Perfect. Are you on TikTok?
I am
What's
Sam
your
Erin
TikTok?
official.
Sam Erin Official. We love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Oh
I
my God.
forgot about
Well,
that.
I know you never can forget about TikTok. You got to
You
plug
can't
it
forget about TikTok.
constantly.
Yeah, totally forgot about that.
Ugh, God, I wish I could sometimes, but it's fine.
I know, right?
All right. Well, and as you know, you can find me on Instagram at Riley Nelson 18, TikTok at Riley Nelson 13. You can find the podcast on Instagram at This Hits Different Podcast. And you can go on my website, www.thishitsdifferent.com. You can go ahead and send in your submissions, your stories, anything that you want me to read on the podcast, all the things. So go there on my website, thishitsdifferent.com. And Sam, thank you so much for coming on today. And
Yeah.
that's all we have for you guys.
Thank you for having
Bye.
me.
Absolutely.